There's lots of exhibits. Some of them you've seen many times before. I do want to point out that one of the purposes, again, is economic development. And so I have Exhibit I there that is an excerpt from some revenue reports that our consultant, Paul Lewis, is preparing for us that shows our revenues dropping. So again, this is a pilot incentive effort. Whatever you adopt tonight can always be changed, and we don't have to wait for the 3 years review. It's just that the approving this, we agree that at a minimum, we will review this in 3 years to see if, in fact, it does stimulate development in Washougal. It's also proposed to assist the city in becoming one of the most business-friendly cities in the area. I also want to point out it builds on other incentive programs that we have, such as we have the lowest impact fees in Clark County already, and our business enhancement factor, which will also come before you tonight. This program is not required to come before the Planning Commission, where the code amendments were. However, when they made their recommendation, they did want to forward their opinion that council consider timing of payment to certificate of occupancy. We did receive several public comments, one from Killian Pacific that supports the amendments, indicating that the opportunity to defer impact fees to be paid when projects are closer to completion rather than at the time of building permit issuance will have a significant positive impact and will help spur additional private investment within the community. We appreciate the stance that the City of Washougal is taking on this, and we look forward to continued and expanded success in the City of Washougal as a result. And the building industry also supported the deferral amendments, although they wanted additional information, and that was provided to them. They also would like deferment until certificate of occupancy. And then another comment came in since our work session, and it was from the project manager for Kimball Custom Homes, and it was provided in an email, and it encouraged delay of the impact fees for residential to certificate of occupancy versus sheetrock. My recommended action is to make a motion to hold a public hearing to receive the public testimony, and if you desire, read the resolution by title only, and adopting the agreement to defer and guarantee payment of traffic, park, and fire impact fees as the City of Washougal's Deferred Impact Fee Program, which is Exhibit A in your packet, and pass and post the resolution in the usual manner.
Thank you. With that, I will open the public hearing for any members of the public who wish to speak either for or against Agenda Bill 4310, the deferral of impact fee program. Second call for any members who would like to speak on the item. And third and final call for anyone wishing to speak on this issue. With that, I will close the public hearing. Council?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we read the resolution by title only.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to read the amendment by title only. Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
A resolution adopting an impact fee deferral program and agreement to authorize deferral of transportation impact fees, park impact fees, and fire impact fees.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we pass, post, and publish the resolution in the usual manner.
Second.
If we could, I would prefer that we just pass and post it since we don't have to pay for publishing it.
Oh,
Since it's
That's
a
fine.
resolution.
okay.
Let's pass and post the resolution in the usual manner.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second to pass and post the resolution in the usual manner. Any discussion by council? David?
First of all, I want to thank the staff for working with us on this. There's been a lot of back and forth with the staff, both in community development and Trevor with your staff. It's been very helpful. Thank you for working so closely with us. Secondly, I'd like to tell the public that one of the things that I look at when I look at an ordinance is does it conflict with basic economics? This does not. It makes good economic sense. And so I urge my colleagues on the council to vote for this one. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from council? I've got a motion and a second to pass and post the resolution. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Our third agenda item, our third public hearing, Agenda Bill 44-10, amendments to the Washougal Municipal Code 15.64, Transportation Impact Fees, Business Enhancement Factor. Mrs. Boyce.
Excuse me. Again, this is another economic development incentive, and this public hearing is related to the code changes that are necessary to authorize staff to provide this benefit. I want to say that this is an existing program that we currently have, but it only applies to downtown. This expands it citywide. Public comments were received in support of it, and Planning Commission did hold a public hearing, and they had no additional comments from the public, and they forward approval, my recommendation to approve the amendments. Therefore, my recommended action is that you hold the public hearing to take public testimony, and if you desire, make a motion to read the ordinance by title only, and pass, post, and publish the ordinance in the usual manner.
Thank you, Joanne. With that, I'll open the public hearing for any members of the public that wish to speak on the issue of Agenda Bill 44-10. Second call for any members of the public that would like to speak to the agenda bill. Third and final call for any members. With that, I will close the public hearing. Council?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we read the ordinance by title only.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second to read the ordinance by title only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
An ordinance amending municipal code 15.64, expanding the business enhancement factor program citywide.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we pass, post, and publish the ordinance in the usual manner.
Second.
I've got a motion to pass, post, and publish the ordinance in the usual manner. Any discussion by council? David?
I'll be brief on this one. The data suggests that this also makes good economic sense, and I urge my colleagues to vote for this one.
Thank you. Any other comments from council? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. And our final public hearing of the evening, Agenda Bill 45-10, the Business Enhancement Factor Technical Document Amendment.
Council and Mr. Mayor, this is part of implementation of the code that you just approved to be amended, and it's the technical document to apply it citywide. Public comments are received and are attached as Exhibit B. And I just want to point out that this is a reduction in transportation impact fees for qualifying high retail sales tax generating commercial uses.